Hey friendos! In this video, I'll be explaining the concept of turning inwards, some of the advantages of inward turns, and talking through some of the common arguments that I've heard about inward turns. Here we see a player making a standard undercut toward the sideline. When he catches the disc, he has two options in terms of which way to turn. One is to turn outward toward the sideline, which is what most people do. The other is to turn inward toward the center of the field. In this case, he opts for the first and more common option, turning toward the sideline. In doing so, his vision sweeps over the sideline where he doesn't gain any useful information. When he sees his teammate, he has to immediately decide whether to pass with little knowledge of where the defenders are. Additionally, he can't see that Tom has run out of his throw and has beaten his defender. In doing so, misses a chance to dribble for an easy score. The throw eventually does go up, but it's dropped because there wasn't prolonged connection between the two players, and the thrower has to make a rush decision. This clip features a similar situation, another in-cut near the sideline. When Lewis catches the disc, he is faced with the same choice, outward turn toward the sideline or inward turn toward the center of the field. In this case, Lewis turns inward and maintains connection with Chaco, who has also run out of his throw. Chaco receives the disc in power position toward the middle of the field and has time to see the entire downfield as he is decelerating, allowing him to make an informed decision. Here's another successful example of an inward turn in the same spot. Ilya makes a small undercut. He turns inward and maintains connection with his thrower. He is able to find space toward the center of the field even though there's a defender in the direct line between him and his receiver. The return pass opens up the middle of the field. In this clip, Toe throws another short under to Cecil and runs out of his throw just like in the previous clips. Cecil turns inwards, but this time the window for the immediate return pass is too small to throw safely. But because Cecil is connected to Toe the entire time, he sees an opportunity for a more standard upline pass. Yeah, hopefully you're starting to see a bit of a pattern here. So here, Alex catches an under, turns inward, and is immediately able to see the middle of the field. Even though the return pass to Chaco isn't open, Alex sees Calvin for an easy centering pass. There are a few common arguments against the inward turn. The first is that when receivers catch the disc on an in-cut, they feel like their momentum makes them turn outward. Take Dash in this example. Before even catching the disc, Dash has preemptively curled his cut to prepare to turn outward. If he had taken a more direct path to the disc, the inward turn would be easier to do. After looking off the hook, Dash turns to look for the return pass. But by this point, Kevin is too far upfield to receive an easy centering pass. So here's a counterexample. Look at Josh. He catches the disc with his momentum being almost completely horizontal toward the sideline. But he still maintains connection with Tom and decelerates to turn inward. The return pass is looked off, Josh is rewarded with an easy jam pass to the break side. Here's another counterexample. Alex starts by cutting under toward the sideline. And in contrast to the first clip, turns inward before catching the disc. The jump Alex makes as he catches gives him a ton of separation from his mark toward the middle of the field, and sets up for an easy pop pass near the end zone. Another common argument against the inward turn is that it makes it harder to huck because it feels more natural to throw from an outward turn. Take Tom in this example. Tom turns outwards and throws a great huck. This is the movement that most people expect before a huck. Here's Tom again. But this time he turns inwards. As he turns, his vision sweeps over most of the downfield players, allowing him to identify his open teammate as well as potential poaches. Turning inward also allows him to keep the return pass option open. Here's another example of a successful huck off of an inward turn. Here's the inward turn, and identifies an open player on the opposite side. The inward turn doesn't only apply to undercuts. In this example, Ilya's defender poaches off of him, giving Ilya a free pass near the sideline. Ilya turns outwards here, and by now you can probably guess what happens next. Ilya's vision sweeps over the sideline and misses out on a completely free toe in the middle of the field. He is then forced to throw the disc backwards. And that's the end of the video. I hope these clips were helpful in illustrating some of the advantages of inward turning. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to smash that like button.